Hi, it's Ligia, Globetrotting Fundraiser, and I hope you're having a great day. So today I want to teach you 5 behavioral economics heuristics that you should be using in all your legacy marketing. Now, the one that we all know, and it's the one the most used in all fundraising, is social proofing. That is to use information about what others are doing as a behavior in order to influence someone. So saying something like, 1 million Canadians leave a gift in their will to, organizations. Something like this, that's social proofing. And everyone knows about this. But there's tons of other ones. There's over 230 heuristics, but obviously we can't cover them all, and not all of them are applicable to legacies. However, there are 5 specific ones that are really, really great for legacy marketing, and I'd like to share those with you. So the first one is perceived effort. And this heuristic, what it does is it's that shortcut that we use when we make decisions, that if we perceive that the effort to make that decision or take action is too difficult, we tend to just avoid it at all costs, right? And we know that with legacy giving, it can feel very complicated and difficult and lengthy and costly. So we need to, as legacy marketers, we need to make that seem easier. And so creating things like steps 1, 2, 3, those kinds of infographics that explains what a donor needs to do in order to either write their first will or update their will, then that could be a tool that you can share with your donors to make it seem easier. So consider this when you develop your legacy marketing. The next one is effect. So the emotion that you're projecting in your marketing. And this is also used a lot in fundraising in general. But it isn't used as well in legacy marketing. So what you want to be doing is using the right, deciding the emotions that are important for the piece that you're developing, identifying those emotions, and then honing in the images and the text so that it conveys that emotion, and that emotion will be what's going to help the donor make that decision. The third heuristic is messenger. And that is basically the person that is conveying the message. So it has to be someone of authority. And when I say someone of authority, it doesn't necessarily need to be a CEO or a board chair or something. It has to be someone that has clout, that has kind of like that reference. So it can be a program person that is an expert in a particular topic, right? So it doesn't necessarily need to be from a hierarchical perspective, but more from a credibility perspective. So if you're the messenger that is the best person for a specific message about, how to leave a gift in their will, then that's great. If it's about a program that you're talking about, then perhaps a program person would be the perfect messenger. So play with that, explore that element, and think it through. It shouldn't be just about anybody. You really have to be very, very thoughtful in that process. Next is anchoring, and it's used quite a lot, and I've seen more and more organizations start to use anchoring. So anchoring is that basically refers to that piece of information that can anchor someone to make a decision. So, the prevalent piece of information that helps someone. So something that's used a lot, more and more actually, is you're referring to something like, even just leaving 5% of your estate can really have a big impact. So something like that 5%, that's the anchor. So it's that one piece of information that can really, really get your donor to understand that piece of information. So think that through and see if you can weave it in. And then the last one, and of course there's a lot more, but I'm just sticking it to 5, is loss aversion. So the possibility of missing out on something. So oftentimes in marketing, we use a lot of be part of this, join this, join that, but if you were to reframe the narrative and use instead, don't be left out, be part of this something, otherwise, looking at basically the opportunity cost of not being part of something. So reframing some things, your legacy offer through the loss aversion, the risk of missing out on something, because nobody wants to have FOMO, right? So if you frame it in that way, then it can help nudge donors forward. So these are just some of those heuristics that you could be using in your legacy marketing in order to make it that much easier and be more successful. So I hope this was useful to you. Good luck, and see you next time.